So a lot of people are talking about their feelings and talking about, what's going on and everything in the world right now. A lot of people are reading story times to kids, which I think I may partake in too, and read some of our favorite children's books to all of you, share them with you. But I've been having a difficult time with everything. My emotions are like all over the place. So I remembered that a while back I had bought this book at a resale shop. And I really just wanted to start reading it again. It's Chicken Soup for the Soul of America. And when I started reading some of these stories in here just recently, it obviously brought tears to my eyes. It's basically, obviously, in response to 9/11, but it just talks about all of us Americans actually coming together and everything that we do. Obviously, we can't come together right now, but we can still come together and be a part. If I know that is hard to make sense of, but it's what we have to do. So I really wanted to read some of the stories in here that people have written to the Chicken Soup for the Soul book and put in here. There's just so many of them. Some are longer than others, and I probably won't share a lot of the longer ones, but they're wonderful, especially during this time. Beep if you love America. The wolf will live with the lamb, the leopard will lie down with the goat, the calf and the lion and the yearling together, and a little child will lead them. Isaiah 11:6. We become a large town during the summers when our tourist population swells, but after Labor Day we have a population of about 5,000 in Bradley Beach, New Jersey. And this day, September 13th, 2001, we stood in front of the World War I monument in honor of those who perished and those who survived September 11th, 2001. Members of the clergy spoke to the crowd, and so did the mayor. We lit candles and cried together and shared stories about the day and how it affected us. Many had stories about friends, about family who did not come home. Over and over, we heard the same refrain. They just never came home that Tuesday. There were children of all ages holding candles and flags and listening. Later, when the memorial service was over, the children left the park to stand on the corner, and we stood around aching to do something more. We hugged, we talked, we told each other it would get better. But there were no smiles, and there was no laughter. Suddenly we noticed horns honking up and down Main Street, as if a parade was passing through town, as if there was a celebration. We couldn't imagine who would celebrate on a day like today. And then we heard the children's chants. Beep if you love America. They shouted again and again. Beep if you love America. They stood at a four-way intersection on the curb, jumping up and down, waving their hands to get attention, holding the American flags in front of their chests, pleading, beep if you love America. And everyone did. The night air was filled with horns, honking, and people waving as the children jumped in the air, holding flags in front of them and shouting louder and louder, beep if you love America. Their energy galvanized the people standing there and those passing in cars. Perhaps the drivers were coming from work or going shopping. Undoubtedly, they had on their radios and were listening to the accounts coming in, lives saved, lives lost, and yet there were youth on the corner and energy on the corner, shouting and waving over and over, beep if you love America. It went on for a long time. The town resonated with honking horns. People smiled from their car windows. We heard ourselves laughing with the children. We began to wave also to the passing cars. We let the children lead us that evening. Even though they had read the papers, looked at the television, watched the adults around them cry and vent their anger, even though they knew something really terrible had happened to their country, a new feeling had taken hold of them. One they couldn't even explain to themselves. It had something to do with the flags they were holding. It had something to do with their country, America. It had something to do with their love for freedom. That night, for a while, we let the children lead us and heal us. Beep if you love America, we roared, and we knew America would hear us. This was by Harriet May Savitz. I think the thing that gets me the most about that is just everybody being together and coming together as one, basically. I mean, we're all in this together, right? We were all in it together then, and we're all in it again now. There's so many people out there that are fighting each other to survive. They're fighting over the stupid toilet paper. They're fighting over Lysol wipes and Lysol spray and hand sanitizer and masks and everything. It's just not right that we have to fight over things in a time that we are all going through this together. I mean, we're all having to stay home. We all have to find a new way, a new normal, as we all keep saying it. This is our new normal, and it's not going to change May 1st. May 1st, our country is not going to open. We need to come together and realize that we are all in this together.